So I just heard a bunch of like, it sounded like you were messing with the microphone, like you kept hitting it, like you were
Oh,
shoving it into a backpack.
Well, probably shouldn't have shoved it in your backpack.
yeah, I probably shouldn't have shoved it in my backpack.
That's what
a
it
good
sounded
point.
like.
I'll consider that for next time.
What happened?
I just moved the mic over, man.
Like a foot.
It's not a very good mic, so that's probably it.
Okay. Yeah,
Fun
I heard
fact.
everything.
It's a microphone from like the like Rock Band bundle.
Okay, from 2006,
uh, uh,
probably.
yeah, actually,
Yeah, you would
Did I,
know.
oh, did I nail the year?
I feel like no, I feel like it's a little later, maybe like 08, 09. I'm not 100% sure.
This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And Nathan.
And Tim.
Okay. So, Tim, I guess, is a new guest, right?
Yeah, I'd never been on before. Frankly, I was told I'd be on this minutes ago.
Okay, so Nathaniel had plenty of notice. Let's make that clear here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I had noticed about this. I didn't even really have noticed that I was going to be seeing Tim today. So truly, the stars aligned.
Okay, what happened with Tim today?
He came in town.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear his side of the story.
I mean, I happened to be ended up going to the same event that you did, which was going to a climbing gym.
Yeah.
And then in order to kind of fill the time between that and then what we're doing later this evening, I'm here hanging out. And Nathan was like, cool, so I'm going to be on a podcast and so are you. I said, great. What's it about? And he said, football. And I was like, ooh. And he said, also other things. And I said, oh.
So let's get into, so Tim, you actually, for being an experienced podcast version, you actually did a good job there because you set up the next topic, right?
Yeah.
You hinted at what is happening later tonight. Go ahead.
Here, wait, Tim, do you want to tell them about your car?
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So I have a piece of shit 2001 Ford F-150 green Lariat.
High qual.
High qual. It's been making a terrible clattering noise for probably 6 months, and I have very little regard for my own life, so I've kind of ignored it. I did car surgery earlier today with my father, which consisted of me driving around a roundabout many, many times while he ran next to the car and screamed, go faster, go slower, hit the brakes, no, not like that, what are you doing? Until we isolated the noise to the right rear tire. Figured out that it was my parking brake, just kind of loose. Put it up on the smallest bottle jack I've ever seen in my entire life. Carefully removed the tire, and then very carefully zip-tied the shit out of it. And now it still makes noise. So it wasn't really successful car surgery, but yeah.
They're not all.
No. So this was fun. So that was the first car part. I now, just having looked at Nathan and seen the disappointment on his face, realized that he did not give a shit about the car surgery I did earlier today. And in fact, what he's talking about is, I got to the climbing gym, I park my car, I call Nathan, I say, hey, where are you? He's like, we're on our way. I was like, great. I unplug my phone, I lock the doors to my car, I shut it, I look inside, and the radio's still on, and the lights are still on, and the engine's still on, and my keys are in the ignition, and the doors are locked. So I called AAA, and they're like, we're going to be there an hour and a half. And I said, great, I'm going to go climbing. So I left my car on, running, in a parking deck for, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
We went in, we did a couple sets of bench, and then dude called me, and he was like, yeah, hey, I'm going to be outside. He came in and literally just jammed a stick through my window and, pushed the unlock key, which I really feel like I could have done if I had a long stick. So I felt really smart.
You didn't have a second key?
Okay, all right. So I do have a second key.
Oh my God, are you his dad? Like, come on, bro.
Literally, my dad was like, man, it'd be great if we had that second key. Shut the fuck up, Dad. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, so I do have a second key, but it's about 6 hours or 300 miles south and a little bit east of here.
That's right. I forgot you were traveling in, so you wouldn't have had access to the normal resources you would have.
Right. So now, of course, I know that I need to have a long stick in the bed of my truck, surreptitiously hidden, for any time I need to prod my unlock button.
Well, you could even use just like a crowbar, probably.
So, honestly, at this point with this car, I probably could use a crowbar because, I mean, the whole thing's falling apart anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a crowbar, and I called you, Nathan, and I was like, hey, do you have, well, what was great was I locked myself out of the car, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to deal with this. Called you, first thing out of my mouth was, hey, do you have a clothes hanger in that car? And you went, so you locked yourself out of your car? And I went, yeah. The answer, of course, was no, fortunately. And I asked if you had a screwdriver because I was just going to jam it in the lock and just try and twist it. That probably wouldn't have worked.
No.
No.
I think calling AAA ended up being a good idea.
Well, yeah, that's why I pay them. That's why my parents pay them.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
That's the car stories, right? That's it with the car? Is
That's
there
what
anything
I've
else?
done with my car today. Nathan, anything interesting with your car?
I cleaned my car for the first, went to the wash for the first time in a while. Nothing interesting there. I just like having the inside of my car clean. I will say, do you know the smell when you you're using cleaner on your dash and stuff, but then you spray it where the air blows out, and then you clean
and it
there?
burns just a little bit?
Yeah, and then the next time you turn the car on, and it's kind of it's kind of nice, but it's also kind of gross.
Yeah, it's
at the same time.
It's like fragrant cancer.
Yeah. I love that shit. It's awesome.
It's like when you turn the heat on for the first time in the winter,
Yeah,
and you know
yeah.
that it's burning things, and that could be your house catching on fire, but it's nice and comforting because it's the first burn of the winter.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wait, I had to pay a lot for something on my car recently. Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting the term. Power steering pump. Thank you.
Yep.
I was going to say dispenser, and I was like, not right. I mean, it kind of.
Put in 2 quarters, you get power steering.
I mean, it's not a wrong description.
Yeah.
It's just not what it's called. Anyway, I had to get a new power steering.
That was.
Yeah, it was bad.
You
But-
didn't have to. You could have just. I mean, you got the forearms for it. Just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes. I drove across the country in a van without power steering once.
What?
Yeah.
I thought I was under the
It
impression
also
it was
leaked about a gallon or a quart of ATF fluid a day.
I was under the impression that driving without power steering fluid was next to impossible.
At low speeds, but when you're on the highway, you can kind of just jerk. It just takes a little bit of
Gotcha.
change. But yeah, doing a full wheel rotation without
Oh.
power steering is literally mechanically you are twisting the tires on the ground. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that strong.
Could have found out.
Daniel, what's the worst thing that's happened to your car recently?
Nothing really. I mean, so here's my issue, right? You mentioned the car wash. So I'm living in a place currently that snows pretty much every other day. Do I wash my car?
No.
It's just perpetually going to be mucky and dirty, right?
Right.
So do I wait until May to wash my car?
I don't even need to wait until May.
That's when it'll stop snowing every other day.
Man, you are
Are you living in Russia?
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so then. So,
I mean, if you live in a place where it snows that much, you're going to get a shit ton of salt on. You should at least wash the underside of the car, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't want it to
how do you do that though?
a hose.
I mean, you just ricochet it off the ground?
Sure.
I don't have access to a high pressure hose though.
What about a
Or
low
really
pressure
any
hose?
hose.
Thumb.
Or really any hose.
Oh.
No hose for Daniel.
Okay,
Oh,
no. What about a
Have you
bucket
tried
of
a strip
water?
club?
No. What about a bucket of water and those noodle things that you pull one end of and it fills the noodle with water that you used when you were 7 years old in a pool, and then you press the end in and it squirts the water out?
You mean like a water gun?
Yeah. But yeah, well, yeah.
You should get a super soaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
A super soaker, huh?
Yeah.
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 Oh, have you tried flipping your car over and then just like,
Like a cat.
yeah, giving it an old spray and
Yeah.
then
Now that never crossed my mind.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, classic mistake.
Yeah. All you got to find is an incline and really just put one half of the car up the incline.
Yeah.
And then to undo it, you just do it again.
Yeah.
It's foolproof. I'll see how this could go wrong.
So anyway, I guess I'll just wash my car.
Eh.
Okay, wait. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, this is actually kind of like, well, this is still a dumb solution, but it's one that's actually like possible. Like, okay.
Well, okay. Well, you could put your car upside down.
No. Okay. So what if? Okay, I'm imagining like a hill, right? Except you like cut out segments, except there's like still like tire tracks that are like the hill, so you can like drive your car up it. But then then you like put the parking brake on, and then in the middle part you could like walk underneath and like spray it.
It's like a car shop.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking of. But
Oh.
I was like, I don't have access to that to like hydraulically
Heavy
lift the
equipment
car.
to cut a hill in half?
What?
How are you going to cut a hill in half?
Oh no! I'm not. I mean,
He's living in the frozen tundra of Russia. He's going to need a backhoe. Can't do that
Nathaniel
with a
knows where I
shovel.
live. Nathaniel knows where I live. It snows a lot here.
Frozen tundras of Russia. My point
Right.
exactly.
From here on, you live in Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But
Sorry, we've relocated you.
my
to Russia.
drug, Daniel. Yeah. I'm not saying make that on your own. I'm just saying like that's a more reasonable thing that could like be. It didn't make sense, but it's possible.
Well, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You still need a hose.
You still need. Well, no. You can get the super
Just like,
soaker, it, right?
Oh, super soaker. Sure,
Because there's no ricochet action.
Right,
with
sure,
that.
yeah.
You're hitting it directly.
You just actually,
That's the
yeah,
goal.
you get there. So yeah, bucket, super soaker, backhoe. Permit from whatever Russian agency
Yeah.
controls
Okay, perfect.
backhoes.
So, no, that's a really good point. The solution to not having a hose was to get multiple hose to then dig the ground to put your car up.
So we need all sorts of hose.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the catch. Okay,
You should
guys.
consult James Harden.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins apparently.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in I guess the next episode. At my work, we do have access to a lot of fire hose equipment, things like that. So if I
have to
could
say I would do it.
if I could somehow get my hands on that, and I don't know if that's allowed or.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you just tap into a fire hydrant? Like, is that a thing? Like, no, officer, it's fine. I have the correct hose.
I don't think anyone's gonna get mad at you unless you.
Well,
mess it
I'm
up.
not really supposed to be doing that at work.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's now this may come as a shocker, guys, and you may want to sit down for this, but that stuff is usually reserved for fire-related emergencies. So a guy hooking up a hose to a hydrant and spraying his car down during work probably doesn't qualify under that category that I mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like you doing that and your supervisor like walking up like right in the middle of it, and it's just like, what's going on here? And what do you mean? Like,
No.
what does it look
Well,
like?
no, you got to lean into it. You take your shirt off. You put a sign that says "Free Car Wash." I know it's the frozen tundras of Russia, and you're probably going to die of hypothermia, but at least you won't get fired.
And
Yeah.
also, there's no one else there. It's just the people that I work with. It's not like we're on a main road.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
It's just
can
a
upcharge.
parking lot. It's just the company parking lot.
Yeah. So they'll feel obligated because they know you. They'll feel obligated to pay you more
Yeah.
for the car wash. You're gonna get paid to wash your car.
This is a great side gig.
Yeah.
It's literally right on the side of my other work.
Action.
Okay. Are we done with the car talk, or I mean, we can keep going all day, obviously.
I have nothing more now.
Yeah, no, that's all the car things I have.
We've really strung this one out.
Kind of have.
Well, I mean, have we? I think we've come up with some good ideas.
Yeah. I mean, let's recap. Zip ties, backhoe, frozen tundras of Russia,
Super soaker.
super soaker. I think start a business,
A car wash business
car wash business.
outside of Daniel's job.
Yo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, like the free car wash things, like wouldn't that be kind of cool if it was just a bunch of like high schoolers with super soakers? They're like, let's wash this car, and then they're just like, psh, I don't know.
It'd be a lot more fun than doing an actual car wash.
Yeah.
That kind of blows.
Never been compelled to like get my car washed like normally for like a fundraiser. Like, no, I'll just go to a
Car wash.
Like,
I'll just pay $3 instead of $20
Yeah.
because you're going to guilt me into it because there's a sign that says "Help Stop Cancer" next to you.
Okay. I have nothing to add.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tim, in the week leading up to this episode, you've actually been a highly anticipated guest. We've had a lot of feedback on
Yeah.
on the online, and why don't you tell us a little about yourself? Again, people have been kind of dying to find out.
I know, and it's not surprising that people are dying to hear all about me and what I do. Wow, there's so much to talk about these days. Now that I live and work about 20 feet from each other, I work for the Navy. I do naval aviation maintenance, which sounds about as riveting as it is. There is actually riveting involved. Hold
on, let me add a rim shot in there for you.
Oh, please do.
That'll be in post. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do that in post?
No, we won't do anything. Go on.
Shit. I was really hoping there'd be a soundboard.
When he was asking for a description of this podcast, or some other people were too, like the people who were hanging out, I made it a point to clarify that like there is no like pre or post. Like there's no prep. There's no editing out.
What do you mean there's no prep? I was told people were asking about me.
That's true.
I assumed Daniel had done his research.
It just
and he was
straight
just
up.
being nice, letting me introduce myself
Wait,
instead
hold
of
on.
doing it himself.
Hold on, Nathaniel, were you not in the pre-show?
Dude, I was in the pre-show.
Yeah, we were.
What were you doing? We were all in the green room.
Where were you?
I'm getting high up back. What the hell?
That'd be sick.
There's always one, you know.
I'm done.
But yeah, so I lived in Atlanta or its suburbs for the first 22 years of my life. Now I live in Florida. That was a mistake. Duval. Looking to make my way back sometime in probably the next year, I think. But yeah, tech grad, I guess. Georgia Tech, in case that's unclear, because I realized I can't just say tech outside of the Atlanta metro area. And
It's actually Georgia Tech's #1 podcast.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I am a guest on Georgia Tech's #1 podcast.
Yeah, you sound a little bit more like Mike Wazowski than you might realize.
Hell yeah. Mom, look.
Oh boy.
On a podcast. But yeah, so that's me. Daniel, who are you? Because I also did my research, but I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Of course. Well, what is I'm assuming Nathaniel has said nothing.
What?
No, about me to you.
Oh, no. All I know is you run a podcast, your name is Daniel, and I learned your last name from looking at the Blue Jeans window. So that's all I got.
Of course. Is my full name on? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's just.
It actually has a thing in parentheses in the middle. It's Daniel Huge Cock, and then your last name. So
yeah,
I don't know if you use this for work or not. But you might you might want to change that.
My Georgia Tech Blue Jeans account. Yeah, that's not for work.
For work. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Absolutely.
That's a personal thing. I'm me. I also went to Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Hence, the #1 podcast at Georgia Tech, of course.
Yep. Fair enough.
Don't fact check that. And I moved up to, Russia.
Russia. Yep.
It runs under Russia. I work at a power plant.
Oh, very cool.
So that's how I have access to fire hoses.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. How truly adjacent to what you do are the fire hoses, or are you just like in a building that happens to have fire hoses?
I work as a nuclear power plant operator. So I operate the power plant. Part of my job is part of like the fire brigade.
Okay.
So we have our own fire brigade for obvious reasons, because like if there's a fire, it's going to take the fire department like 20 to 30 minutes to get to us. By then, like someone could die or whatever, so we have to be ready. So yeah, so I do know how to work the fire hoses at least.
Yeah, I've seen the HBO show about your sister site over in
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes, of course, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
Ukraine, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've got a complicated history with Ukraine, of course.
Yeah.
This is not a political show, of course, but
Well, interesting, because should I put the binder with all the manifesto away then, I guess?
go ahead and say what it is.
Binder's full of, well, we've got the binder full of women, but that's for later.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Mitt let me borrow it.
Yeah, he said it was cool.
Yeah, he said it was cool.
Yeah, me and our money are close, dude.
Oh god.
I think. Okay. Next topic.
Segway, pum pum pum.
Yeah, I've got it. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about?
All I prepped was for like.
Yeah, usually Nathan brings in some hot takes. Usually he has things he wants to get off his chest,
So
and
you're
not
not-
just the barbell he just benched.
Oh no! Thanks for reminding me. So last week I did hit 225. So
Oh yeah.
big 2-plate Andrew over here. I went from 175 to 225 from about like the beginning of October to the end of the year. So that was good because I was working really hard. I was like eating a lot of food, getting my weight in grams of protein every day, in the gym 5 times a week, sometimes 6. Yeah, and it paid off. So I think I made good use of quarantine time.
So what you're saying is you really didn't need that new power steering pump.
Maybe no.
Yeah.
I save all my energy for the gym. Anywhere else, I'm just no interest.
It's in excess.
Yeah.
But
But,
we're well aware of it right now.
Yeah, it's too bad there's no visuals on this podcast because over the past like few weeks, just random people have been coming up to me and be like, "You look jacked, bro." I'm like, "Thanks."
Just random people.
Well, not
Apropos
entirely
of
random.
absolutely nothing.
Like
He's in Publix.
one time I was hanging out with like my friend and like his friend, and I didn't know that guy like super well, but like his friend said that to me. Thanks.
Nathaniel's like just shirtless, like shopping bananas in Publix. Just people walking up. Wow, Nathaniel.
I mean, the most ridiculous thing in that sentence is me being at Publix, a big Kroger guy. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I'm looking great, so excited about that. But 225 is like, how do I put it? That's a concrete milestone, you know? So that's why I like it.
And it looks good when you do it.
It's a lot of weight. Just, yeah, 2 plates on the barbell. So clean, man. So clean. Because, leading up to that, you have all like the little like small little fuckers
Yeah, you're
on
putting the
there.
cookies on, and people are like, "What's this guy fucking?"
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
prove?"
Like, ooh, like an extra 5 pounds, big man on campus. But it's just like you put the first plate on, and if you're with someone you don't know, it's like, what next? And it's like another. It's like, holy shit.
More weight.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's good. I think my next goal is to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 1 plate for overhead press, 2 plates for bench, 3 plates for squat, and 4 plates for deadlift. So I'm 1 out of 4. But I'll get there.
Well, you guys could check out all the videos and pictures on our Instagram. Those will be up never. Okay.
Do you have an Instagram?
We do have an Instagram. We haven't used it in a while.
Oh, okay. Do you
See.
want to take like a shirtless picture of me or
Oh my
something?
god!
Like,
Wait, no. Like he can pose, I'll take the photo. Not even kidding.
It already happened. When's the last time we posted something? It had to be a while ago. Yeah, that was probably like 2 years ago. Oof.
Wait, what episode number is this, bro?
This is episode 129.
Okay. Wow. So you're coming up. Wait. Yeah, coming up on 3 years.
If that's how the math works, that's how the math works. We did have to, so we haven't done every week. We actually,
Oh.
a couple summers ago, we had to do, for a couple of months, we did every other week.
Hmm.
That
That's
you
a
can
little.
say a couple summers ago indicates that it might be 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just mean like we don't have an exact, like the exact date won't be.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
it's shifted off by like a couple. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's definitely been. It's close enough, obviously, but.
What's your like end goal with this? Like, I mean, I'll just be more direct. Like, why do you do this?
It's just a thing, you know.
I don't know. That's exactly why I asked.
Keeps me going. I don't know. This is pretty much my primary source of revenue.
Yeah, you always okay.
No, okay. So actually, I think it's a good way to stay in touch with people. People do listen. I mean, other than Nathan, people do for some reason. They keep clicking on them.
How many other people than me listen? Well, never mind. We don't need to get into that. How many
I'll be
other...
honest, it's going to be one more. I'm going to start listening.
It's enough people that we keep doing it.
Okay, I guess that's
for what
fair.
it's worth.
Because, like, I listen to every episode.
If we didn't get enough people, I would stop.
You know what that reminded me of that I'm pissed about? Like, 1 or 2 episodes ago, you were asked, like, who your top 5, like, guests of all time were. Fuck you, dude.
I didn't make the list? What the fuck?
Dude, literally, whenever you ask, I'm like, yeah, like, if you need me, like, just call me up. Like,
I didn't say anyone's name. Why are you making it sound like I attacked you personally?
no, I'm not, because you didn't say my name. I should have been like, oh, like, definitely Nathan, and then, okay.
Fuck everyone else.
Actually, no. I'm going to do the list for you, okay?
All right, go ahead.
In no particular order. Definitely me.
I thought there was an order.
No, just top 5, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not even doing it, so why are you throwing shade? Okay. Definitely Elizabeth. And then it starts getting hard, and now I understand why you didn't do this before.
Elizabeth hasn't been on that many.
But dude, okay. So here's the thing. I know you like make the stuff or whatever, but I'm letting you know as like a consistent listener, like the episodes with Elizabeth are like better than a lot of other ones.
Go ahead. No, that's fine. We appreciate this feedback from a fan and guest. You know, a guest, as you guys call yourselves.
Right.
We do.
Tim is also one.
We do. Yes. No. Yeah. Absolutely. We have shirts. We've got a patch. I have a pin that I wear almost everywhere I go, into the shower even.
Oh.
Yeah. Put it through my thigh.
I was gonna say, I was trying to think of how that would work.
Yep. Yeah. Right through the thigh meat.
Okay.
It's a big pin. He's doing the math.
Mary.
You're just saying that because it's Mary.
Nadia.
You're just okay.
And Tim. Perfect.
Great. Perfect. Oh, I mean, there we go.
Was that hard?
That's the money shot.
Easy. No problem.
Yeah. Perfection. I think, if I may say so, or I think I might be the best thing that's happened to this podcast. And that's coming from a man, again, with encyclopedic knowledge of all of the episodes, including Tailbone Hole, Stacy's grandmother, which, God, I should listen to this podcast.
No, okay, wait. I have a fun pop quiz for you, Daniel. What was the name of the first podcast episode? Don't look it up.
I called it Pilot.
You did.
You did.
Okay, good job.
Good catch. What was the name of the 117?
I
You don't have all those memories?
If you give me a hint, I could probably get it. Obviously, not a huge big fan of it, but I do all the stuff. I edit, I make the title, I make all the descriptions. So.
But you don't edit, so.
Well, I do have to put the.
So you've started lying right off the bat. What else are you lying about?
It's unfair to say I do the editing when no editing is.
Okay. That
may be your responsibility, but.
Okay, we can call it post production. I do have to get the file, put the music in.
You weren't put in a rim shot, Daniel.
I have to render it, then I have to make it a video, then I have to upload. It's not like it's nothing. I'm not saying it's hard work, but there is stuff to do. It's not like we record this and it goes on.
I'm going to make a competing podcast, Daniel.
You can. Go ahead.
It's going to be the Experience podcast without an E.
No, it's going to be
it's capital X.
And my first guest is going to be fucking Belle Delphine after she releases that porn. Or wait, did she already do that? Did that already happen? Have y'all heard about this?
I think she has an OnlyFans.
No. This was big news. Okay. Nathan. Belle Delphine, who up until now has
been selling bathwater.
strictly, well, yeah, she sold bathwater, but she's been strictly wearing clothing. I mean, very little clothing, but clothing nonetheless.
Okay.
No primary, secondary sexual characteristics have been visible.
Okay.
She put out an announcement
Mm-hmm.
in like November
Mm-hmm.
that on Christmas Day, she was going to release full hardcore pornography.
Whoa.
I think I could get her on the show.
Okay.
Now let's. Okay.
That's going to be my pilot. And you know what? I won't start the podcast until I can make that happen.
Now, how do you know her?
Got an OnlyFans.
Okay.
It's going to be very informal.
Really, what it's going to be is it's going to be a like a COD headshot montage, but it's going to be me donating money on her Twitch streams and her like vaguely answering the questions.
No,
but I'm going to
dude.
just collect so many of them that it'll be podcast.
You're going to lose so much money. It takes like 4 digits for them to.
I'm going to make it back. Podcasting has got to make a ton of money. Daniel,
It does. Yep, it's my
there
primary
we go.
revenue.
I'll make it back. Anything's worth it to get those great sound clips from the #1 guest star on the XXX Experience podcast
I mean,
with Tim and Belle Delphine. She's actually going to become a co-host after the first episode because she loves it so much.
this is so stupid, but it's actually not a bad idea. Like, okay, think about how many just fucking like weird like middle-aged dudes would listen to a podcast where like all the guests were porn stars.
But like, doesn't that ruin? Like, doesn't? Okay, this may sound obvious, right? But
What,
doesn't
like it
that-
breaks kayfabe?
No, it ruins the appeal.
Of what?
The whole point of the porn star is the visual aspect.
Oh. So so you're making the point that porn is a very sexist kind of like
True.
the whole the culture around porn is very sexist, and so there's not a big drive. I mean, most people watch it muted, right? Let's be honest, right? You mute. So no, I see what you're saying. So really, what we should be doing
It would
is we
have
should
to
be
be like
pushing for reform.
I was gonna
we
say,
should
if you
do-
make it like a phone sex thing,
Phone sex is an interesting counterpoint.
that's yeah. So if you can make it something like that, because your target demographic is middle-aged men in their sweatpants in their mom's basement, right? Is that
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you would need to. What's the appeal of just a porn star talking about whatever?
No, okay, I think you're missing the steps here, right? Your target audience are the people who are already like knee deep in that shit.
It's
And
true, and there's a lot of them.
Okay, yeah. No, I guess I don't have a deep enough understanding this industry. I guess I'm putting that in quotes for listeners.
No, I think industry's a fair.
You should watch some
evaluation.
documentaries, bro.
Yeah,
I
they have
guess
a
I
whole
need
bunch
to,
on Pornhub.com.
Oh, okay. What's that link again? Could you give me the?
Oh no, sorry. PORNHUB.com/ the XXX Experience Podcast.
I think.
Which
do you
is where we
actually
will be
have to
hosting.
edit that out for like copyright?
No, free advertising. Just like how you didn't know
Always
that
doesn't want to do
this
work.
whole me being here was actually a grassroots campaign to advertise Belle Delphine's OnlyFans. What the fuck was that noise? R2D2 just died outside Nathan's apartment.
It really did sound like that. Oh, I finished The Mandalorian.
I haven't. Should
Yeah.
I leave?
No,
You can talk.
We don't have to talk about
Oh,
it.
okay.
I only
Okay.
watched it. So actually, I watched like the first like 3 or 4 episodes, and I was like, this is unbearable because nothing happens every time, and I'm not enough of like a Star Wars nerd. But I've seen everything now, but anyway, my dad was just like watching it when I was home though, so I just watched it with him because it was on. So that's why I watched it. It was fine.
Rim shot.
It sucks.
Are we done with the Mandalorian?
Sure.
Nathan seems to be.
He seems to be done.
So I assume that means you haven't watched it?
I've watched it.
I've watched the first season.
Thanks for your fucking
I watched the
input.
first season. I like Bill Burr. Bill Burr was great.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
I like Bill Burr.
Timothy Oliphant in that first episode of the second season is good. I'm surprised you were you didn't like that.
He was in The Good Place too. I also finished
Hey,
that.
who is he in the good place?
He just doesn't like the judge has like a big crush on him, and so isn't that him?
I don't.
Maybe. Hang on. I've only watched probably the first 2 seasons of The Good Place.
Oh
Oh,
no,
he is in the. He
Oh,
is in
got
the.
like 15 minutes in season 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I do this
Yeah.
thing where I watch a little bit of a show just so I know what people are talking about. But then clearly it's not enough.
That's smart. That's smart.
Well, it's something.
Okay, do you want to do 5 minutes of the game with old Tim here?
What's the
Yeah.
game?
Are we doing football for next week's episode?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. We can play the game. We have brand new questions too. Anyway, Tim, the game is called Questions or Answers. They're like yes or no, this or that types of questions.
Sure.
You answer however you want. There are no right answers, but there are wrong answers.
Of course. As in life.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see. Are donuts overpriced?
Depends. Because, like, okay. Dunkin' Donuts? Yes. Krispy Kreme? No, if you get the right off the rack ones for like what 80 cents each. The answer, if you go to like artisanal donut shops, the answer is also no, because it's worth what you're paying at the artisanal donut shop to get like a good, like a really nice donut with all sort like Fruit Loops on top, right? And like
That's
and the whole thing's inedible. Like that's worth it, right? But Dunkin' Donuts specifically overpriced.
okay. Are you afraid of losing control?
So I was involved in this radiation experiment in college, where now when I get really, really tired, I turn into a big purple blob, and fall asleep. And I feel like that's me losing control of myself.
Kind of like the reverse Hulk.
It's like if
Yeah.
the Hulk was narcoleptic almost. But yeah, so I'd say yes. I wish I could control my narcolepsy.
Basement or attic?
Attic.
Dude, Elizabeth's sister said attic too. I just think of all the good times we had in basements in high school.
Okay, so that's a really interesting point, actually. Shit. Can I? I'm gonna
Like, here's the
I'm gonna
thing, okay.
rescind my answer because he's super right.
Okay,
the
so-
answer is absolutely basements.
In my house, I have an attic but not a basement, and it was like kind of weird having people like friends over to my place in high school because there wasn't like a secluded is honestly the best word for it spot where we could just like chill and be loud and like not really
Just
give a
jack each other off, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And when there's a basement, it's just like that's perfect for that.
No,
Like,
you're correct.
The parents can like sleep upstairs. We have like a whole story of like buffer.
Yeah. We can take shots of really bad Canadian whiskey
Yep.
in the unfinished room in Taylor's basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case it was unclear, Nathan and I went to high school together. And then I can vomit all over Jay's carpet.
Yeah. See.
Wow. A lot of basements.
Yeah.
Yeah, my answer's basement.
And all I had was an attic. And the thing is, you can't hang out in the attic. Like,
True.
very rare. I've never been in an attic that's like a like hangout spot.
The one over Cena's garage.
Oh, that's an attic.
That's an attic.
Oh shit.
That's a finished.
Well,
That's
yeah.
pretty badass. But dude,
there's-
that's,
There's a whole building,
that's not an
really.
attic.
Nah, you're right. That's
There's
not
also a difference between attic and like loft.
right.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, basement. I was thinking more like where would I go to like if I was going to build like a small living space, would I want it to be in a basement or an attic? Attic because of light. But
Right.
no, I think you're right. I think my experience has led me to the answer basement.
Okay. We got 4 more, then we'll call it a show.
Sick.
Ritz crackers or club crackers?
Club crackers. Next question.
Does whitening toothpaste work?
No. What? Wait. Let me think about that one.
In my experience, it hasn't actually like whitened my teeth, but it has prevented them from becoming less white.
But that's not whitening. That's not whitening.
It's also
That's
not
basic cleaning.
That's the null hypothesis, right? That's like
Oh
that's
boy.
yeah. So I'm gonna say no, but with an asterisk that like I'm not saying you shouldn't brush your teeth.
Okay. Is it possible to fold a fitted sheet?
Yes, but you have to be willing to make sacrifices.
Okay. Do you wanna go on or?
No. I think that statement stands on its own. I don't
All
think
right.
Nathan can stand on his own, but I stand by what I said.
That was a brand new one, so we'll see what other people say. Does last one? Does Febreze work?
What's your objective? If you're looking to get a contact high from using way too much aerosol, yes. If you're looking to overwhelm, okay, so this is interesting. Ammonia. If you smell ammonia really powerfully and then suddenly it goes away, that doesn't mean there isn't ammonia where you are. It means that the ammonia has killed all of the things in your nose that can sense ammonia. And you will die if you don't leave the area in about 5 minutes. Febreze, I think, operates on a similar principle. It will kill all semblance, it will dilute so heavily any other smells that are in the area that it doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell like your dog shit behind the couch.
Okay, that's it for this episode. Anything you guys want to wrap up before we?
Once again, I'd like to plug Belle Delphine's OnlyFans.
Of course.
I feel bad for leaving Rose off the list, so top 6 now.
Of course. Rose, your new best
I'll
friend.
cede my spot if you'd like, Nathan.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Because, of course, I am the #1 guest and host of the XXX Experience podcast, coming soon to pornhub.com/the XXX Experience with Tim and Belle Delphine.
The whole thing in the URL.
Sponsored by Taco Bell.
Well, I mean, I think I'd do anything to be sponsored by Taco Bell.
Yeah, I should reach out to Taco Bell for this podcast.
Frankly, yes.
I've honestly always kind of wanted to like franchisee a Taco Bell, or just like work there and then like work my way up to like manager. I don't know why. I just think that'd be fucking sweet.
I wrote my
love
college
Taco Bell.
admission essay about Taco Bell. I wrote it about your mom's van and Taco Bell.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Don't
wrapping up
worry,
here.
I won't expand on that.
Georgia Tech is really a number school.
Yeah, they must not have read that. Well, Daniel, thank you very much for having me on.
Of course. You're welcome. Thank you for squeezing in the time in between your car excursions and the 8 p.m. event.
Yeah, that is true.
Soggy biscuit.